I think that was a body. And it was? It was an unconscious guy profited off your teacher's car. Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Cooper, and in today's video, we're going to be reading some crazy stories. Now, these aren't some regular stories. These are stories from my personal friends and family. I sent out a text earlier today asking if they could send me any crazy, scary, funny stories that they had, just their favorite stories they have, and we're going to be reacting to them. We're also going to be ranking them on a ranking system. So we have the names of all the people who have participated. Then we've got all the stories on my sister's phone to read. And we've got our ranking board. So let me walk you through our ranking system. Here's what our board is going to be looking like. It spells out Cooper, of course. And each tier has its own meaning. C stands for Cooper likes it because that means it's not bad. It means it's fun. It means it was an enjoyable read. The first O means, oh, okay. So it's kind of like, oh, like I don't hate it, but it's also kind of, it's crazy. It's up there, you know. The second O stands for octopus. And you're probably like, octopus? What? Basically, let me walk you through it. Octopus have 8 tentacles, and when I read that story, I went through 8 stages of grief. So, octopus. Sorry, y'all, I had to check I was doing it right. P stands for problematic because it's not the worst, but it's crazy. E stands for excuse me because excuse me? What did I just read? And the very last here, R, stands for regret reading this. The worst of the worst. I wish I didn't know that. I don't think we'll get any stories down bad enough to be put down there. But this is our little board, and we're going to rank all of the stories. And I'm so sorry that it's reversed. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Let's dive right into it. Like I said, we've got all the stories here, so I'm just going to shuffle through and pick a random one. Okay, I'm shuffling through all the stories. The first one we're going to do is this one. Perfect. Our first story is going to be from my friend Emma. Let's see what Emma has to offer and where she's going to be put on the board. This is a short one, so let's see. One time when I was little, I was like 8. I was playing with Play-Doh and I looked over to my brother and he was at the fridge and he was drinking barbecue sauce. I just need to put the phone down and process. So, playing with Play-Doh, and you look over, and there's your brother drinking barbecue sauce. I got that right. I did. I fear I did. Let's see. Did I enjoy it? No. But did I go through 8 stages of grief? I wouldn't say 8. I would say about 5. So, we're going to place this at... Oh, okay. Because that was really my reaction to this. So, Emma, you're going to be placed at the... Oh, okay. And let's move right along to the next story. Okay, I'm just going to pick one with my eyes closed. Lily. This next story is coming from one of my friends named Lily. She actually lives pretty far away from me, so let's see what Lily has to offer. So, it looks like Lily actually sent us 2 stories, so we're going to have to, figure something out. Story number 1. So one day I was at home watching TV and suddenly we heard a loud noise from our laundry room. Me and my mom assumed it was our cat, so we both ran out to scold our cat. We both ran out to scold Rocket, our cat. But when we came out, we saw her sleeping under the table. And in the laundry room, we saw the detergent was all the way in the back, pushed to the wall. And the floor in there was blue everywhere. So our house is haunted for sure. Yeah, your house is haunted! Cooper did not enjoy that, and that was not okay. Guys, I'm getting angry. I think I'm going through the stages of grief. But she's not the problem either. But it's not gonna And I can see myself grieving right now. Because I'm scared now. So, we're gonna put that story at the O. But let me first read her second story before we place her. Story number 2. The seniors at my school auctioned off a teacher's car for a prank. I just need to take that in. A prank is meant to be fun! Okay? Did everyone in the back hear that? Fun. You auctioned your teacher's car. You profited off your teacher's car. I'm getting that right. Right, I am. Okay. Let's pull the board back over. I did not enjoy that. That was not okay. I am grieving a little bit. And the people in the story are the problem, okay? Okay. So there's only one thing to do. Sorry, Lily. So Lily's first story is going to go on the first O because I was grieving that. And then Lily's second story is going on the P because the people in that story were the problem. Now let's move on to our next story. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Anonymous. When I asked for stories, I did say they could be anonymous, and we have one anonymous. Let's open up the anonymous and see what that's all about. This is a long one, so let's dive into it. So basically, this happened back when I was in 8th grade. My cousin and I were on a call. I had my tablet sitting on the windowsill. The problem was the windowsill was too high up, so I basically squatted on the floor just so I could see the screen. Okay. We were talking, making jokes, and laughing when I felt a fart coming on. Naturally, I thought it'd be hilarious if I said something random, made us both laugh, and then let out the fart for an extra comedic effect. So, I said the first weird thing that popped into my head, we both started laughing, and I pushed. It was not a fart. It was the most explosive, atrocious smelling, steaming hot and loudest diarrhea my body has ever produced. And it was in my pants. My cousin immediately started laughing because she thought I had just let out a giant fart. Meanwhile, my face completely dropped because I knew the horrifying truth. There was now a liquid turd in my pants. I didn't say a single word. I just hung up the call and skedaddled to the bathroom as fast as humanly possible without leaking diarrhea everywhere. After cleaning myself up, I turned on the shower and wrapped my absolutely destroyed pants in so much toilet paper that nobody could possibly tell what was inside. I left them on the floor and jumped into the shower. When I got out, I got dressed, grabbed my turd splattered pants, wrapped in toilet paper, took outside and threw it away in the big garbage can. And before anyone says, why don't you just watch them? No, there was no saving these pants. They were beyond recovery. They had completed their mission and were gone forever. The craziest part is that it's been about 3 years and my cousin still has no idea what actually happened. To this day, she thinks it was just a really loud fart. I get it. I can't. I don't. Sometimes I ask myself, what am I doing? Because I'm sitting here talking to myself in my room, reading about steaming hot diarrhea. What? What happened in my life? Where did my life take a turn? Where did my YouTube channel take a turn? Where this is... Because that was not okay. Anyways, Cooper did not like that. That was not okay. I went through all the stages of grief, but it doesn't deserve there. You were the problem, but I think you were too much of a problem to where you don't deserve to even be placed there. And me just being like, no, I can't even do that because I regret reading that. I didn't think anything could get this bad. But people know how to exceed my expectations. And to this anonymous person, you know who you are. And I do too, actually. So I will be having a talk with you after this. And you deserve to be lower than this. But that's where I can put you. On to the next. Honestly, I have no words to that after everything that my eyes just had to see and my brain had to process. But we still have more stories, so let's move on. Okay, I can't see, so we're just gonna do this one. McKaylee! We all know and love McKaylee, so let's see what she has to offer. I was in 6th grade, and I was sitting in the class. I was in the very back, and I'm pretty sure the subject we were learning about was math. And I was really bored because math is really boring. Yeah. Sorry if you love math. And I was playing with my pencil. I was tossing it up in the air, but very lightly, and I would catch it every time. It would go up in the air and land on my lap. It was probably my 3rd toss, and I catch it, and the eraser was facing my thigh, and the sharp side where the lead was facing my palm. And I stuck my hand down so fast, and the pencil got stuck in my palm. I was trying so hard not to cry. It hurt so bad. I looked at it, and it wasn't while the pencil was still in it, but I pulled it out. Didn't even tell the teacher. I just pulled it out, and then I walked over to get napkins to, put the blood on, and to this day, I still have a landmark in my hand. I have some questions. Actually, I don't. Because I'm kind of at a loss for words at what I just read. That's really all that's going on in my brain. So, that's insane. I don't. So you just got a hole in your hand now? Because that's crazy. But let's pull the board and see where this goes. So Cooper did not like that. It was okay. I didn't really grieve anything. I mean, you were the problem. Yeah, you were the problem, but it's kind of because it's not burning hot diarrhea, and it's not like selling your teacher's car, but it is insane to where I think it deserves pretty far down on the list. So McKaylee, you are going in the E tier. We've got 4 more stories, so let's continue. Here's the stories left. I'm just gonna pick this one. Brayden. Our next one is coming from my cousin Brayden. It's a long one, so let's dive right into it. This one time, I was staying over at my ex-girlfriend's house, and we were in the basement just talking and playing some video games when her brother ran downstairs in a panic and said that someone was inside the house. I immediately ran upstairs and see this random dude in the kitchen with the back door still open. I started yelling at him, saying things like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" and in a threatening way, and he kept saying different things like, "Oh, I'm working for an electric company, checking things out, and I own the properties," and was checking on some stuff. Immediately, I know his stories are made up, so I tell him sternly, even if any of that was true, you cannot be here. That does not give you the right to enter a property without anyone's knowledge. I need you to get out. And of course, I was angry and scared, so I prepared to fight this guy. I started yelling at him to get out while slowly approaching him to scare him and seem threatening. He ended up leaving, and we immediately called the cops. The cops showed up, and we tell them everything. They didn't find the man right away, but later that night, around 3 to 4 a.m., he was found, and the police report said he broke into someone else's house nearby and was armed with a knife. Brayden, I'm glad you're still with us. I don't know why he listened to me or why he didn't just threaten me with the and get what he wanted, but I'm very lucky that things went the way they did. I successfully defended against a home invasion completely unarmed. LOL. Okay. 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 We need to break this down a little bit. Just hanging out at the time with your girlfriend. when her brother's like, there's someone in the house. And you have the guts to go upstairs. Me personally, because you're in the basement, I'm opening the window well. I'm climbing out and finding my way home. Because, what? And then to find out he broke into someone's house later with a, and you had unarmed. And all of this to end it with like, LOL. What? Are we okay? That was crazy. That was craziness. Because I don't think I could go up there anyways. Even if, like, he didn't have a knife and I knew that. I'm leaving. I don't. That's crazy. So, good on you, Brayden. Everybody, be like Brayden. I need to be like Brayden. That's crazy. On our list, I do not regret reading. That was a very suspenseful, well-written thing. And it's not just a because, no. And he was not the problem. I did not have to grieve anything because Brayden's still here, luckily. And then I wasn't okay because the guy broke in. And I love that story. That was so empowering. So, Brayden, you're being ranked in the C tier because Cooper liked that story. And we all need to remember to be brave like Brayden. We have 3 stories left. Let's hop into them. I got my eyes closed. Let's pick this one. Lisa! Lisa is my aunt who has some pretty crazy stories. So let's see the one that she sent us today. Okay, here we go. It's another long one. 3 years ago, I was freshly clean off drugs and I just got my driving privileges back. Miles and Jax, those are her boys, my cousins, were hanging out at Stephanie's house. Stephanie is my aunt, McKaylee's mom. I had to be home by 10 p.m. and it was my first time going to pick up the boys by myself since being clean. Anyways, we were approaching the entrance of the freeway when I saw a foreign object in the middle of the road. I saw it last minute, swerved out of the way, about to be on the freeway when I started questioning what was in the road. I was thinking, I think that was a body. I stopped abruptly, threw Grandpa's truck in park, jumped out, and ran to whatever was in the road. Sure enough, it was an unconscious guy. What? Miles and Jax jump out of the truck and come toward me. I call 911 and the operator told me they had received multiple calls, yet no emergency respondents were there. So I stayed on the phone trying to help the guy while cars were swerving out of the way. I literally barely missing me. A very long while later, a couple officers came up to me and started asking me questions, and when they flipped the guy over, his head was split open. The guy came to a little bit and started grabbing for his head, and the officer saw the blood and dropped the guy back down, hitting his head on the concrete. There were a lot of people standing around watching me do all the work, trying to help the guy and avoid getting hit by cars that were starting to get on the freeway, but not a single person helped me with the guy. I was late coming home, and thankfully I didn't get kicked out. I also don't think I was believed when I told my crazy, eventful night. How do I even move on after that? So, a foreign object in the road. First time back to driving, being clean, and you're like, oh, there's something in the road. I think that was a body. And it was. No, because also, what the freak is wrong with those officers? There's a guy. They had been called, mind you, and my aunt is helping this guy while these officers are just dropping him back down? Not okay. This is another reminder. Like we're going to be like Brayden, we're going to be like Lisa. And be brave and help people. But now, let's put her story on the scale. I don't regret reading that. That was kind of a traumatic story, but it was cool. It's not like then it's not Lisa was not the problem in this story. But I think it deserves to go in the second O. Octopus. I think it deserves to go in octopus because there was a lot of emotions in that story. There was anger. There was joy of being driving. And there was fear. There was sadness. There was a lot. There was disgust. And so I went through the stages of grief. So Lisa's story is going in octopus. We've got 2 stories left. It's 11 p.m. and I'm exhausted. So let's do these 2. I'm going to mix them up. That's not even mixing. Embry. If you didn't know, Embry's my sister. So this is her phone. She wrote out this story for us. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so let's go. Let's do this. A couple months ago, I was walking up the stairs to go to my next class, and there was 3 guys in front of me, and it was just us 4 on the stairs. One of them looks at the other and says, "If I fart right now, how loud do you think the echo will be?" And his friend said, "I don't know, go for it." Then he proceeds to let out the most gut-wrenching, blood-curdling, atomic bomb-sounding fart. I'm literally not joking. My ears almost exploded because of how loud that fart was. And I kid you not, I felt the breeze run through my hair. And then the smell was the most atrocious thing I have ever smelled in my freaking life. It literally smelled so bad my nose was stinging and my eyes were watering. I was trying so hard not to laugh and it was bad. But the need to laugh faded real quick when I got a big ol' whiff of that kid's butthole. Guys, I think we need some help for every kid in that stairwell, the one that let out the dookie, the one who had to smell it and hear it. I'm surprised my sister didn't get blown down the stairs. If you're out there and you pooped in the stairway at a school, you know who you are. And that's insane work. With no guilt to just and let everyone smell it. Not okay. Let's throw it to our board. I did not like that story. It was not okay. I am grieving a little bit, but that's beside the point. My sister was not the problem, but the boy who pooped is the problem. And it's not and I don't regret reading. So, we're putting it at the P tier because this kid who sharted on the stairwell is the problem. So, Embry, your story is going at P tier for problem, but you're not the problem. It's the boy who sharted. And we have one last story from a dear friend named Hadley. Hadley actually did it different than the rest, and she sent us a video to react to. So let's all congratulate Hadley on being brave to send us a video, and let's react to it. 3, 2, 1.
The craziest thing that's ever happened to me is that when my parents were in Puerto Rico, I was at home by myself with my grandma and my brother, and then one day I woke up for school and I didn't really feel quite so good. So then I checked my temperature and found out I had 103-degree fever. And then later that day, I went to the doctor's office, found out I had 2 types of pneumonia, got antibiotics, went to dance, was fine. And then I had a dance convention that weekend that I couldn't miss. So when I was feeling better with antibiotics and when I went on stage, I realized I broke my toe. And then I came off and, well, I hadn't really known it was broken on stage, but then I came off and it was purple. And then I proceeded to dance in ballroom and tap shoes the next day and pretty sure got some people sick. That's probably the craziest thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh my goodness. The first thing that came to my mind was that meme where she's like, double homicide.
Double homicide.
Because not only your parents being gone, like, they're not home. But not 1, 2, types of pneumonia. I had pneumonia, and I can't run the same. I used to be a runner, and I still am, but I have to use an inhaler after that, and she had 2 types. I've had 1. She had 2 at the same time. And then, on top of that, having to go to a dance convention you can't miss and having a broken toe and still proceeding to dance and then getting some of the team sick. What? That's all I have to say. Oh my goodness. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. Really all I can say. But let's rank it. So I did enjoy reading that one. Well, I didn't read it. I did enjoy watching that one because it was different. We got to meet Hadley. I mean, it was okay, but at the same time it wasn't because like she had a broken toe and was sick. So I don't know if that's okay. I didn't go through the 8 stages of grief. I think Hadley definitely did. Now this is where I get stuck because we could say Hadley is the problem by getting them sick, but it wasn't her idea. It wasn't on purpose. So Hadley's not the problem. And then it's not it, and I don't regret reading it. So we're actually going to put it at the octopus tier because Hadley definitely had to go through the 8 stages of grief. By the way, yes, I know there's only 5 stages. I was just trying to be funny. So Hadley, I hope you've grieved that situation. And you made it on the octopus tier. Now, those are all the stories we have for today. I do have so many more family members that could send us stories and so many more friends if you guys want another part to this. So these are the rankings. We've got Cooper liked it with Brayden handling a break-in. We've got, with Emma's brother drinking barbecue sauce. We've got the octopus tier with the haunted laundry detergent, the guy in the middle of the highway, and the double sickness broken toe dance convention. For problem, we have the kids who auctioned off their teacher's car, and the kid who absolutely destroyed the stairwell by farting at school. For E, we have McKaylee stabbing a pencil into her hand and regret reading the flaming hot liquid diarrhea. And that's all the stories. I'm traumatized. I hope you guys are too. I'm just kidding, y'all. We went through this together. This was an insane video, but it was so fun to film. Also, if any of y'all have crazy stories, comment down below if you have a crazy story, and if I should make a Google form for you guys to submit crazy stories, and then we will read them. Because I had a lot of fun. I don't know about y'all, but that was really fun for me. And to any of my friends and family, if you guys are watching this, thank you so much for submitting your stories. If you have any more, send me a text, and I will make another part. And that brings us to the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. We are currently at 4,000 subscribers, and I'm trying to hit 5,000 before the end of the year. If we do, I'll be doing a big, huge giveaway involving Neatos and artwork from past videos. I'm also on so many other social websites, such as Instagram, CapCut, BeReal. They're all linked in the description of this video and the description of my YouTube channel. So go follow me on all of those if you want some extra content. I post a long-form video every Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I try and post a YouTube short here daily and an Instagram reel daily. And then I post on CapCut when I'm feeling like it, but it's not that often. I love each and every one of you. If you could hit that subscribe button, that would be great. Get us one step closer to that giveaway. And I cannot wait to see your beautiful face on Wednesday. Have a great, safe summer, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all!